Over the weekend, the authorities here in the UK did something that I found extremely gratifying to watch on the news. There's a group called Palestine Action. These are the delightful people who recently broke into RAF Bryce Norton and vandalised 2 tanker aircraft, mistakenly thinking they were being used to assist Israel. Palestine Action is now a proscribed terrorist organisation, ergo openly supporting them is also illegal. But the fans of Palestine Action were having none of it. Their plan was to turn up en masse and simply overwhelm the police. But at the weekend, the old bill were ready for them. The far left jihadi supporting cum stains. These desperate attention seekers who need to be on the wrong side of history. They knew damn well that by throwing their public hissy fit, they were breaking the law, but they did it anyway. And at the time of recording, there have so far been 522 arrests. The most shocking thing about these protesters, though, is that most of them make me look young. Over half of them were over 60, some of them were octogenarians. I thought we had to worry about the youth getting indoctrinated and radicalised. Is this a new thing for the older generation? Bert and Ethel have just declared a holy war on the infidels.
What a waste of taxpayer money, honestly. What a waste. What a waste. Waste of resources. For God's sake, pensioners, they're elderly people.
What an utter cretin. In the background, someone shouts, "It's a waste of taxpayers' money." I fully agree, sir. But who is wasting the taxpayers' money? If you and your shower of bellends weren't there carrying out an illegal demonstration, the wooden tops needn't be there.
And he's arresting peaceful protesters. Shame on you!
Shame on you? For doing their jobs. It's nice to see the police actually nicking someone. And she's not being arrested because she supports Palestine. She's there because she's supporting Palestine Action, a terrorist organisation that has sod all to do with Palestine itself. If the members of Palestine Action actually went to Palestine, the 7th century death cult that runs it would butcher them in minutes. Let's see a younger person.
We demand that we lift the ban on Palestine Action. Our government is actively involved in a genocide. There are people being gunned down in queues for AIDS. And the government is using terror laws.
Oi, stop kicking legs around or I'll put you in leg restraints. It's entirely up to you.
Guys, interlock the legs together. Both hands.
There we go. Solid. Moving.
Our government is using anti-terror laws to silence people who are taking action against this genocide. Sign up at we.
Smug little bastard. Our government are involved in a genocide. Our government couldn't organise a genocide if they wanted to. And generally speaking, I'm against police brutality, but if one of those officers wants to give him a damn good truncheoning, that wouldn't be a bad thing. Oh, they're using anti-terror laws. Yes, because you've shown up to support a terrorist organisation. What did you fucking expect? For any leftist watching, the whole Free Palestine thing, that has happened before. 20 years ago, in 2005, the Israelis pulled out, they demolished any settlements, and they left a place with crops in the ground, and I seem to remember lots of greenhouses. So what did the Palestinian people do next? Firstly, they smashed up the greenhouses and dug up the crops, giving themselves a self-imposed famine. Then 2 years later, in 2007, they democratically elected Hamas. They chose to be governed by a terrorist organisation, and ever since then, pretty much everything that goes into Gaza that can be used to make rockets is used to make rockets, which they fire at the world's only Jewish state every sodding day. The current conflict was begun by Hamas. The reason it's still going on is down to Hamas. And I know the lefties will be going, but the people are starving. Yes, because all the aid that gets sent into Gaza gets hijacked by fucking Hamas. And for the people who got arrested in the UK at the weekend, I wish they'd just be honest. Stop pretending it's about Palestine or the people of Gaza. Just come out and say it. Say you hate the Jews. Now, left-wing politics in the UK has always had a massive problem with anti-Semitism, and it is alive and well. And yes, most of the protesters are over 60, but none of them ever grew up. So let's have a quick look at this here. Apparently, the country in yellow, and you'll have to squint to see it, that's a threat to all the countries in green. And it's not like I'm overly pro-Israel, but it confuses me when people call the Israelis occupiers. That country was created after the Second World War in the wake of the Holocaust, so that the Jewish people had their own land. Now, given that the people calling them occupiers, their religion was begun in the 7th century, Judaism is 3,500 years old. Who really has a stake on that land? So I'm happy that 500 plus half-wits got arrested at the weekend. Because, yes, they're all smug at the moment. Let's see how bloody smug they are after they've been charged, when they try and book a holiday and they get flags up on the system for supporting terrorists. And the only reason I've really recorded this video is it's so fucking rare to have good news in the UK. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you can leave a like, a comment or share the video, that really helps the algorithm. If you would like to support me in making these videos, and thank you to everyone who's done so already, there are links in the description to buy me a coffee and to my Patreon, and as ever, thanks for watching. Over the weekend, the authorities here in the United Kingdom carried out an action which I have to say was extremely gratifying to watch on the news. The group Palestine Action, who were the lovely lads and fuck that up, are older than me. Over half of the protesters were over 60. There were some octogenarians there. We used to worry about the youth being radicalised. Is this the new thing for the older generation? Has anyone seen where Jeffrey's gone? I'm a bit worried he was wearing a suicide vest. And it's not that I'm overly pro-Israel. But for any leftists, well, fuck that up again. And I wouldn't say I'm overly pro-Israeli. Yeah, I'm the... fuck.